Y'all know what it is, it's the usual suspect 650-50 draw. Buy your tickets now for your chance at winning half the pie. Cash App, $, usual 50-50. Tickets on sale for $10 for one, $20 for 3 tickets, and $50 for 10 tickets. Put your desired amount, name or alias, as well as your email address, and your tickets will be set. We announce the winning ticket numbers every other Friday on Supreme Beats Boxing Talk Bullshit on the Beltway, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Remaining proceeds will go directly to the LDDC meet and greet in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LDDC, and remember,
it's a usual suspect tag.
Y'all know what it is, it's the Find the Boxer game. Purchase a box for a chance at winning $500. One of 54 boxes has a missing boxer inside. Purchase your box or boxes by Cash App, $, usual 50-50. Include your box number, name, and email address. Your box number will be confirmed and sent directly to your email. Each box is $20, with a 1 in 54 chance of winning. Remaining proceeds will go directly to the LDDC meet and greet in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LDDC, and remember,
it's a usual suspect tag.
the best grooming colors for you. Yes, I'm natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be a swagger, style, class, and luxury. Make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah. So get in style with the black, yeah. Grooming company. Give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. Black, gentleman, black, yeah. Company. Give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.
Yo. What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormybman for this Saturday, June 21st, 2025. This is the post-fight show for Galal Yafai versus Francisco Rodriguez Jr. Flyweights for an interim title position. It was broadcast live on Dazn, just wrapped up moments ago, where we saw a major upset, but not in the minds and hearts of those who really tune in to the sport of boxing on the regular. Rodriguez upset Yafai by a unanimous decision, including dropping Yafai finally in the 12th round. You know, this fight started out where Galal Yafai, former Olympic gold medalist from the UK, being placed in a position on a fast track toward an opportunity at a title, whereas I felt that he has been skipping some steps along the way. But former bantamweight champion Francisco Rodriguez Jr. brought his veteran experience into this bout and was able to overcome a little bit of a resistance by Yafai, but tremendous interference by the referee and an angled vantage point according to the ringside observers, including announcers. So I am very happy that Francisco Rodriguez was able to sustain his activity from the first round through the 12th and prevailed amidst all of the other things that were transpiring in this match. It's one of the reasons why I continuously ask my subscribers and viewers to just watch the sport of boxing, because you'll learn so much. Even when it's people that you're least familiar with, the game is what it is. And we had an opportunity to see a real upset transpire here, where someone had put forth the work. And this was something that, again, I talk about it all the time, and I'm loving the fact when fighters who actually get out there and do the work are rewarded for their efforts and merits. I want to say salute to everybody out there. This will be a quick post-fight. I'm not going to keep you too long, because there are some bouts that have just opened up about 30 minutes ago on ESPN Plus, where we will see headlining this card for ESPN this evening will be the return to the ring of New Jersey native, Vito Mielnicki. And also on that card, we'll have an opportunity to see some familiar faces like Jahai Tucker taking on Lorenzo Simpson. And there will be a few other fighters that we hadn't seen in front of the lights in a while, like Brandon Lee, a super lightweight contending fighter. So I won't keep you long for this because I want you guys to be able to go and enjoy these other matches. But I have to talk about the main and co-main for this Dazn card. And we'll talk about the main event first in Galal Yafai. Listen, Yafai has been a fighter that, like I said, the Brits are trying to fast track this young man toward a title shot. When we last saw him in anything noteworthy, we had an opportunity to see him send Sonny Edwards into retirement. That fight took place between he and Sonny Edwards back in November 2024, where he scored a TKO victory over Sonny Edwards, who was actually favored in that fight to defeat Yafai. But I have to say this, the way that he attacked Sonny Edwards, Yafai did in that fight back in November against Edwards, the way that he attacked and went about his work was the same way that Francisco Rodriguez Jr. attacked him in this fight, showing that this is how it's done, son. You come into a fight with only 9 bouts under your belt, and I'm coming in with about 45 or 46 fights under mine, and I'm going to show you how it's done. And Francisco, from the opening bell, took the fight to Yafai, who held excessively in this fight, and the referee would issue no warnings for holding, was constantly warning Rodriguez. A couple of times it was a legitimate warning for a couple of punches that strayed low, but each and every time he's admonishing Rodriguez for every little thing, infraction in there, and never once warned Galal Yafai for holding. The man was holding so much, I'd rather call him Galal the Octopus. He was holding. And both of these men, 32 years of age, 5'4". Galal had a 68-inch reach going in to Rodriguez's 65-inch reach. But Rodriguez made his reach count because he stayed within a certain range and was able to get off his power shots, tremendous body punching, and going in with punches in volume. I keep telling people who would listen that when fighters let their hands go and throw more than just a 1-2 or a hard shot, you put the shots together, it's usually the punches that are after the third shot that you throw that begin to get through and break through the defense of the other fighter, because fighters are usually prepared to block a 1 or 2 or 3, but when you're throwing more than that, they don't know which punches are coming, nor are they aware of what sequence you will be throwing your punches in volume. And we saw that from Rodriguez. There were instances in here where he was throwing 7, 8, 9 punches at a time, which was great. And Yafai couldn't do anything but hold. One thing that young man knows how to do is clinch. And they should have brought out the famous Devin Haney clinch counter for this fight, because that's what he did every time he got rocked, every time he got shook, every time that the heat was being turned up. He looked to grab and hold and just try to stall out the attack from Rodriguez. However, the referee never issued a warning to him, so he felt very comfortable in doing what he was doing. But it would be to no avail because Rodriguez fought through it. Now, both men sustained cuts. They said that Galal's cut above his right eye was due to a headbutt, clash of heads. Rodriguez's cut over his left eye, they're trying to say that was probably due to a punch. Listen, there were clashes of heads by both guys throughout the match, but I have to say that the cuts were not a factor in the fight. It was the punching. and Rodriguez went to the body. He was a fierce, strong punching fighter on the inside. Now, I had spoken to Shower. Salute to Shower out there, because we had a conversation about this fight, and she said one of the things that she had noted was Galal can't fight on the inside. And yes, she's 100% correct. And I said that he has vulnerabilities that a fighter and veteran such as Rodriguez would be able to exploit. And lo and behold, we both look like master techs when it comes to talking about breaking this fight down. So salute to Shower out there with what she had to offer on this. And salute to you, chat, as I do a quick bit of a roll call, see who we got in the building with us. We got Shelton, LDBC or nothing out there. What's going on with you, Shelton? Universal Truth is back with us saying salute. Kamaran Fields is back with us saying salute. Stormy in chat. Shower's out there saying blessings, Sensei in chat. Who else we got? You guys are speaking to each other. Tay-Tay, the real queen of MMA and combat talk, is in the building. What's happening with you, Tay-Tay? Good to see you out there. More of you are speaking to one another. Ravens Nation is in the building. What's happening, Ravens Nation? And Universal says, I don't think I've ever seen two fighters get checked for cuts back to back. They tried to give Yafai his legs back. Yes! Say it again, Universal. They were doing everything that they could to try to stall out. Even when the referee was breaking the two fighters, he was giving Yafai a chance to get his legs back under him each and every time he got hurt and stunned. And then when he would finally break them, he was shoving Rodriguez in the chest, shoving him back. He never looked at Yafai when they would separate them. He was shoving and he was warning and he was pointing out anything to Rodriguez, but never addressing anything with Yafai. Now, there was a point in the fight earlier in the rounds, kind of mid-round, I want to say 7th round or 6th round, where Rodriguez had hit him with a shot that stunned him and then bowled him over, and he went to the canvas. It could have been ruled a knockdown, but they didn't call it a knockdown because they were all in for Yafai. And see, this is the corruption of the sport that I often talk about, but don't like to dwell upon because we're seeing it so much. This is why I said, if you watch the sport, it doesn't matter if it's your favorite fighter or not, or whom your favorite fighter may be facing. It could be some of these guys on the come up. It could be some of these guys who are ethnic, being represented by a certain region, as Yafai was this evening, repping the UK. But thank God the rivalry between Mexico and the UK continues as strong as a bull and ox, because Rodriguez was able to go over there in that hostile territory against all odds, against referees, against corrupt judges, and go out there and secure and get his victory. He earned it because he went upside that guy's head. And lastly, let me say this about Yafai and his arrogant corner. Your young fighter, he's 32 years of age, so that's not young as a fighter, but young in the sport and young in matches fought professionally. They should have stopped the fight in the corner by about the 10th round or so, because he's getting beat up now, and you're taking fights off of his career by him continuously taking more shots and more shots. His legs are gone. He's not going to win. He doesn't punch like the Dickens to be able to come back with a one-punch walk-off home run hitter quitter like we saw with who was that, Fabio Wardley a little over a week ago when he was able to knock out Justin Hooney. So that was not going to happen, right? So stop the fight in the corner. Let this kid go back to the dressing room, get some treatment, go back home with his family, and just say, wow, I got taught a lesson this night, but I can come back again. You see, they're trying to save him from having a stoppage on his record. He was gonna lose. It's better to lose by retirement than to lose by TKO. And it's better to lose where your corner stops it in your favor, so you're not sustaining unnecessary punishment. This is what I have to say about this. Now, guess what? Those UK scribes and reporters and the former fighters and present fighters who were sitting ringside that they would go to and ask their opinion on who they got, who they have winning and all of this, none of them would say that, because they want to be given the perceived notion that they're tough guys and they're standing and they're showing heart. But every time one of them is in a fight and the ref steps in and stops the fight against the opponent that they're facing, even though the opponent is not ready to be stopped yet, they don't never say anything about that, do they? So you can't have it both ways. It's not a pretty face on the sport of boxing with so much inconsistency that they have out here when they're doing this type of thing. It's disrespectful to those who are intelligent enough to know what we're looking at. It's disgraceful. And I call it corruption because, again, if any sort of way that Rodriguez were in the shape that Yafai was in, they would have stopped this fight. That referee would have found a way to get in there and wave it off. Oh, you're taking too much punishment. Yes. So that's what I have to say about that. Yafai lost. He's got to go back to the drawing board, like I've said about many other fighters, and he's got to learn how to come back and fight a complete fight, being able to box on the inside, box on the outside, box from mid-range, be able to move laterally, be able to stick and use the jab, be able to be elusive and not catch so many punches so clean. And you're not as tough as you think you are because there's always a tougher guy. So you got to be smart in there, young man. It's not about being tough. Tough guys get hurt. Did you not see from earlier in this week, Thursday morning, Jin Sasaki, who no longer can remember yesterday, get his ass handed to him by Brian Norman Jr., huh? Because he was trying to be the toughest guy on the block, huh? But the only block he was on, huh, was the mortician's block, because he looked like a cadaver when they carried him out of the ring on a stretcher, didn't he? Yeah. Anyway, so the co-main event, a battle of welterweights with UK adornment of titles. You're talking about the British Commonwealth. We had Conor Walker taking on Liam Taylor. Two, what they call locals, battling it out, where Conor Walker was the BBBFC and British Commonwealth title holder here. And in this instance, Liam Taylor had entered the bout as the challenger. And he boxed pretty darn good until the strength and power of Conor Walker caught up to him in the fateful 7th round. In the midst of an exchange where throughout the bout, Walker was the pursuing fighter and Taylor was the boxer, stepping around, throwing good punches, but he didn't have enough pop on his punches, though he was landing cleanly, which is why saw me give him 4 of the rounds out of the 7, because he was doing so well. But all it takes is a well-placed shot, and Walker was able to get through in an exchange, catching Taylor in the triangle with a counter left hook to the chin, a lot like Brian Norman Jr.'s knockout punch over Sasaki. But the difference in this was because the taller, lanky Taylor, when he absorbed the shot from Walker, his head did almost a 180. The man took a shot on the chin, and it was ridiculous how he found himself just totally anesthetized. His head snapped back and he went down to a knee. He couldn't continue. He took a full count on the canvas, and that was the end of the bout. But this was a tremendous fight for two UK locals doing what they were doing. I was very impressed with Conor Walker being able to get through and win the bout. It was very entertaining. I try to tell you guys, watch boxing. Now, some of you will be tuned in to ESPN Plus this evening and ESPN to watch the Vito Mielnicki bout, and that's great. But please, be more receptive. Open your mind to the sport of boxing, because the sport is doing just fine. For those who want to profess that the sport is dying, and that's because some of your favorites don't want to step in and really put it on the line, that's okay. There will always be another one who will say, hey, I'll go. You understand? And that's what will keep the sport thriving. But we're seeing some great bouts. We're in the midst of a tremendous year in boxing, 2025. And we're only 6 months in. And I am enjoying it in its entirety. We are thoroughly being entertained by quality boxing. So the Dazn card, the co-main and the main event was thrilling and entertaining enough. I just didn't like the refereeing of the Galal Yafai fight against Francisco Rodriguez Jr. I didn't like the officiating there. But I did enjoy the fight, even though I felt that Yafai was holding too much, should have been issued some warnings, and possibly even had a point deduction if he didn't refrain. But he was never even giving a single warning, which gave him the green light to continue to do what he did the entire night. And I'm only ecstatic that Rodriguez Jr. was able to battle through all of that and to prevail. You see, when you get out there and you put your effort in and you really go for the gusto, you should be awarded when you have been successful. And he was. So salute to Francisco Rodriguez Jr. for his accomplishments in this bout. He did a tremendous thing. And I really can't wait to see him again doing what he does. Veteran fighters, man, they can always teach lessons. They could always teach lessons. And when these guys are battling against people that they really shouldn't be necessarily stepping up to that level, because you got these folks who are trying to rush you to fame, without you picking up the true lessons in the sport along the way, what happens is you get to be a little bit embarrassed, And when you're embarrassed, what do? Sometimes you try to go and hide your face and come back and clean things up. And that's what he's going to have to do, Galal Yafai. And salute once again to Francisco Rodriguez Jr. The young man came out and prevailed. All of his hard work paid off. And so now he has put himself in a position to win another world title. And who knows? He very well may before the end of the year. So with that, you guys, I'm going to get ready to get on up out of here and release you to the rest of your boxing this evening. Just know that, again, I've tried to do my little part here to keep you abreast on what's going on. Because there's so much boxing now. It's like, my goodness, you just can't even watch it all. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So with that being said, I'm gonna get ready to head on out of here. We'll have a little bit of a commercial break, and you guys can go ahead and catch up on your other boxing for the evening. Shout out to the mighty LDBC.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.